What is intelligence? Where does it start? How is it defined? And where will it lead us? My name is Simon, and today let's talk about AI. For as long as our ancestors have wandered this planet, intelligence has been an invaluable tool for their survival. It helped them overcome obstacles, face various problems, and outsmart their natural enemies. Intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. At first glance, the human body, while still being efficient, loses against their evolutionary competitors in terms of survival. We neither have the claws of a bear, the jaw of a lion, or the ability to fly away from danger as we please using a pair of wings. We don't even have the ability to eat grass to fill our stomachs at dire times. But we have one distinct advantage: a highly efficient brain. It was our intelligence which separated us from most other animals in terms of efficiency. And after all these billions of years of biological evolution, 3.77 billion to be exact, brought forth the most dominant species there ever was on this planet at a macroscopic scale. Well, we might have had a little help with a few mass extinction events here and there. So, yeah. However, our intellect helped us to achieve some wondrous things. We developed new technologies every day. And we even flew to the moon with a computer less powerful than the average smartphone. But where will it end? Where's the pinnacle of our technological evolution? Our software gets better with each passing day. Smarter, some might say. Maybe it will someday be just as smart as us. Intelligence is a highly valued trait in our society. Therefore, it is no surprise that we as a species try to simulate and recreate intelligence artificially with the help of our most sophisticated programs. Meet the AI. The idea of artificial intelligence is actually a lot older than you might think. It is speculated that people started pondering about it in ancient times, where the Romans and the Greek ruled the world. Back in that time, however, the topic was settled in the field of philosophy. When thinking about it today, it is almost exclusively related to computer science. So instead of looking back into antiquity, our story begins in the 1950s in the United States of America. Here we meet a man named John McCarthy, who gave us the first ever definition of modern AI. He said that every aspect of learning or any other feature of intelligence can in principle be so precisely described that a machine can be made to simulate it. While the idea might sound outlandish to some, it is almost shockingly true taking a closer look at the human brain. Every idea, thought or memory is nothing more than an electrical signal, an action potential traveling through your neurons, the very cells your brain is made up of. Each neuron can connect to multiple other neurons, stimulating them. This sends a flood of impulses through your brain, and based on how exactly all these neurons are connected, wired, some might say, it creates a thought. Programmers specialized in the field of machine learning create so-called neural networks, which largely try to mimic the brain's behavior. I will avoid getting into too much detail here, but here's the deal. A neural network is composed of an input layer, multiple hidden layers, and an output layer. Input and output are rather straightforward. As the input, you pass the problem. The output will be the program's answer. The interesting parts here are the hidden layers. These form the actual brain of the neural network. They're composed of multiple neurons holding individual values to tell whether they are active or not. Also, they are all interconnected, so they can pass information between one another. And believe it or not, the network actually learns using trial and error. During a phase called backpropagation, the network tweaks its hidden layers to perform better next time. These hidden layers can get so complex that they are treated as a black box, even by their programmers. Various networks have been trained to perform various tasks, like recognizing handwriting, understanding human language, or writing music. In 2017, a program called AlphaGo defeated the world champion in the board game Go. But I think you likely heard about that already. So are these programs considered AI? Well, neural networks are built to be good at what humans are good at, by thinking like a human. But sadly, the answer is no. These programs are good at what they do, maybe even better than any human out there. But in most cases, they are good at exactly one thing, their intended purpose. They are pseudo-intelligent. The better question would be, will we ever be able to build a proper AI? Preferably one that doesn't destroy humanity. Sure, why not? But it won't be easy. Back in the 1950s, the people at the first ever AI conference were convinced that they could build an AI within one generation. In the 1970s, however, they realized that they overtook themselves just a bit. The key to simulating the brain via a program is directly dependent on our understanding of its biological structure and function. With parallel advances in biology and hardware, we might just be able to do it. But keep in mind that even humans need years of training to perform the simplest tasks. So don't expect artificial intelligence to just pop into existence out of nowhere anytime soon. But our journey doesn't quite end there. For many people, an intact body is as important as an intact mind. From a biological standpoint, one could argue that the mind is actually a physical part of the body, but let's not get sidetracked. In the context of an artificial being, one could also imagine a more physical form beyond its inner circuits. An avatar, if you will, a robotic body. Look no further than Nico. Nico stands for Neuro-Inspired Companion and was built and programmed by a work group from the very university I studied in a few years ago. The robot is fitted with an AI capable of differentiating between different kinds of objects, like fruit for example, and physically interact with them, using its visual systems, its eyes, as input. Robotics are a great way of pushing ourselves to program up more sophisticated neural networks and apply function to it. And that's what it's all about, right? We create machines and software to make our lives easier, to help us with tasks and aid us with problems we would take a long time solving otherwise. So in other words, we have used our own biological neural network to create artificial ones. Some certainly just to see how far we can go, but many to make us as a species just a little bit more advanced. And maybe one day they'll become an integral part of our society. My name is Simon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, leave a like, and maybe comment down below to tweak the neural network that is the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, for some more overtime hours.